I don't know why that light's on, but anyway, hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever it is, wherever you are. I hope you're well. God bless. Just wanted to make a quick video before I went to bed. I told someone very close to me that I was gonna make this video like a while ago. Well, it's about we just want to talk about something fun, something neat, something you know like I said, fun and neat. Not too dark or ominous or whatever. Giants. Just fun. They're all over myth and legends all around the world. Pretty much every culture everywhere talks about giants of some kind in some way, to some size or another. And of course, there has been lots of evidence, lots of discoveries that have corroborated these old stories. But you have to dig to find it. Look up the Smithsonian conspiracy or the Smithsonian cover up or whatever it is, and just look into that. And I'll give you a few sources here in this video, but I just want to show you something. So I was looking into, I'd stumbled across mud fossils a number of years ago, 5-6 years ago or something, and Roger Spur and the mud fossils. And I was watching his videos and I was listening to him for a couple of weeks, and so I prayed on it one day. I prayed on it, and I said, God, look, if there's anything to this, because he was saying in his videos, you can go out in your backyard and do this yourself. So I was like, Lord, okay, if there's anything to this, let me go out in my yard and find something, and I prayed on it. And I went out in my front yard, I took my dogs out to use the bathroom. And I have no real knowledge of anatomy. Like Roger Spur's been in this for a while. He knows anatomy. You can find hearts and livers and cross sections of this piece of the body or that organ or whatever. But I need something simple, something a first grader could identify as part of a body or something. Anyways, but the chances of me finding something that I could identify something simple and planning, and granted, you know what, I could be wrong. I reserve the right to be wrong about anything and everything. But I really think this is what it looks like, especially from everything I learned. But if you want to know more, look up Roger Spur and mud fossils. That being said, let's have a look at what I found after I prayed about finding my own confirmation when I went out in the yard. Oh, drop the phone. That'll be a fun part of the video to add in there. I'm human. So this is my toe. I believe absolutely this is the fossil of a giant's toe. And I think this is his toenail. We'll look closer at it. So you have here this coloration, this reddish coloration. This would be the blood that's fossilized there. This is basically a fossil, a human fossil. You all believe in fossils, right? So if animals can fossilize, so can people. So this would be the nail bed. And you can see this mark here. This is like, they clipped their nail too short and it dug into the flesh and it left that line like scar tissue or something. Right, and this outer layer here, this is the skin. This is a really thick skin for a very large person. But you can see here the different layers really show it all. So you have the skin, the outer layer of the skin, then you can see that striation there. It goes in. It's a different sort of tissue there, and the line is clearly defined. You still have the blood right there. Right, and so down here, back here, you're coming to the end of the bone, but it actually captured a good part of the bone. I don't know if it's going to come up real well, but you have the inner circle and the outer circle, and right here, this is the artery. This piece right here, where is it? There we go. Sorry, just above my finger. That hole right there. Looks a little more brown than dark. That would be the artery that runs through the vein. And I don't know if you can really make out the inner core of the bone in there, but it's visible in person. You can see it quite clearly. And one of the most convincing parts for me, though, right here is this obvious muscle striation. You have the red and you have the white that runs through it. The obvious like tendons and sinew versus muscle tissue. You have the whole anatomy of the flesh of the toe captured in this, or the flesh of the finger captured in this one rock right here. You can even almost start to make out the fingerprint. It's so large you can almost start to make out part of the design for yourself. So, but then the toenail that goes with it, I reached down. This was the first rock I grabbed after I went outside and I said that prayer. And my dogs were using the bathroom. I had dug this rock up when I was pulling up dirt to plant my garden, but I had used all the rocks I pulled out. I used them to line my walkway. This was used to line my walkway in my front yard. And it was the very first thing I grabbed. It really blew my mind. Like I was bouncing off the walls. My wife doesn't, of the time, my ex now, she didn't see it, and she didn't understand my enthusiasm, but the toenail to go with it. So this was in my front yard, and this was in the backyard, and I do believe it's the toenail, because I don't know if I'm able to get in. You can see fibers in there, and your nails are made of fibers, and then you flip over, it looks like perfectly straight. That perfectly straight line. You have perfectly straight line in your nails. You do. Sorry, mine are dirty. I worked today. Just got done doing a couple loads of firewood. That's right, V, more firewood. So I do believe this is a fossilized nail, and I think it goes with this. I'm gonna zoom out. I think it goes like this, though. There we go. And, so I don't know. It's not gonna come up real good on the camera at this point, how I'm able to film it. I'm not gonna be able to show it to you like you can look at it in person. But I do believe this is the nail. And even if not, even if that's something else, I still think this is a toe, a giant or finger tip. So that's that. Sorry I was talking kind of slow, or whatever. This may not have been the most exciting video in the world, but some quick resources. I do believe I did. I'm not a genius, and I could have been way off, but I figured it's just the tip of a finger, and it's the size of my fist. This individual has to be at least 10 times my size, so 60 feet, 65 feet, in that range. That would be just about the size. This is a book by Steve Quayle. It's called Genesis 6 Giants. It's the revised edition. See these people down here? And this fella right here with the spear. That's about the difference. That's about, rough calculations, the size of the person whose finger that belonged to. There's tons of information in this book. It's about a lot more than giants. There's a lot of history in here, but it does, the premise is giants, and but there's tons of information about lots of things. And I just wanted to show you guys that toe, the fossil of the giant's finger, if that is indeed what it is. I do reserve the right to be wrong about everything. Sorry about dropping the phone, the camera earlier. But, I wanted to make a video about this rock for a long, long, long time. And now I did. So I hope you all got something about it. Maybe it's a little bit fun. Not too boring. Love you all. God bless. Have a great evening. And just take care. Thanks a lot for watching.